Hello everyone, welcome to a World of Warship Blitz video. Today's video is the battle type that perhaps I like narrating the most. I really enjoy playing in these. They are high suspense games where it is you against 15 other players, same tier ship. Pick your poison and work out what you're good at. So there is a lot of experimentation that goes into these games. In this game I am taking the Hood. I have the David Beatty captain on board, and you'll see that later when the reticle shows how many ships are targeting me. I have premium consumables loaded, historical camo, everything is loaded for beer. This is the time I use premium consumables because, yeah, well, this is the most game that you can play. So a few things about the Hood. The Hood is fast and mobile. I've seen a lot of battleships really struggle. Well, here we go, getting under attack by a Brooklyn. A lot of battleships struggle because they're incapable of taking advantage of dropped heel kits from destroyed enemies, or basically they just spend most of the game out racing the Stormfront. So they're unable to control the distance at which the engagement occurs at the end game. So those slow ships can be a struggle, although to be fair, I have one in the Warspite, and the Warspite is not really a particularly fast ship, although it's agile. So with the Hood, I'm hoping that a bit of mobility helps. It is a mixed bag. There are some battleships out here. There's a lot of cruisers, a lot of destroyers. So I'm hoping that not everything all incoming fire is battleship guns. In the meantime, we're trying to get all our guns on. We've switched from HE. I started out with HE because just in case the first thing you meet is a destroyer, you really want to be able to chase it off. Early on in the game, you get a couple of good hits and they'll run away. So the Duca is the Duca Deli Abruzzi is the first ship taken down. A fantastic cruiser, to be fair, fantastic cruiser, but better playing a part in the fleet. It's very fast, it's got long range guns, which means it's got a very long spotting distance, and it's not particularly sturdy. So, and the torpedoes it has 3 per side, which aren't particularly scary. Now, one of the things that is useful to have is a lot of scary torpedoes, because that way, it disincentivizes people from attacking you. I've got 2 fires going. I put them out. And I'm heading in towards the King George V. Now, I'm going to try and take him out first, and the reason for that is that if I take him out, what ship behind him, which looks like a Colorado, is not going to be able to turn in fast enough or move fast enough to be able to take his dropped health kit, and then I'll be able to move on to him. I'm busy steaming in, trying to predict where the... Oh, well... I was going to say where the King George V will expire, but that expiry seems to have happened. Now, I can't afford to leave these lying around because they will both take me just back up to full health, which I'm pretty much at. But what it does is it prevents them from being used by other players because, well, no one's on my team. So I'm not leaving them. If I can't play with them, no one can play with them. That's the way it works. Okay, so that's the second one taken. We're detected. Wondering what's going on there. Oh, this is the Issei. So I knew there was an Issei. The Issei destroyed something before, but here he is. So I'm in a brawl with the Japanese combination carrier battleship. His armour looks every bit as fragile as every other battleship's armour, so we've got something straight through the Citadel. I wouldn't be too surprised if it happens in return. I'm turning in, and we have a rather nasty looking destroyer, so I've chopped my speed and turned out, which means that probably one of the most frustrating things to ever happen for a destroyer has happened. Now, to be fair, this is a huge mistake. I think at this point I probably should have turned in and finished off the Issei because he's heading off in the wrong direction. I'm driving him in towards the what looks like the Fiji out there, just from the silhouette. He smokes up. And I'm going to try and get some shot. You see, with him smoking up, I've got no shot. And that Issei, I was quite happy bashing away at that, and someone else is going to get the kill for that. Right. And the other problem I have is, let's just see if we can land some shots on him. The other problem I have, if you can see, is that I have, I'm not that great at turning, so I've driven into the storm front. Okay, so that's busy taking damage. I am also taking damage from the Issei, which is, well, not really what I wanted, but hey, as I said, I should have turned back in and dealt with them. Right, although perhaps the destroyer would have chased me. It's a hard thing to say, because the destroyer turned and ran because I gave him a lot of my attention. But that has burned through quite a chunk of my health. Here's the Fiji. Oh, look at that. It's pretty unfortunate for him, pretty fortunate for me. Precise aiming. I'll only get one of those because I don't have any of the specialist precise aiming. But still, we knock a ton of health off that guy. I'm back up to 2/3 health, which is sort of okay-ish. And here I am, I'm knocking some chips off the Issei to see if I can weaken him before I head in for the kill. I've got one ship targeting me. I've still got one ship targeting me. This should probably have been a warning sign, because it wasn't the Issei and it wasn't the Fiji that's targeting me. It is... Oh, that felt nice. But also, that's way too far out. So that's my problem. I think I managed to dodge one of those just by outrunning it. Cooks off my last repair kit. Oh, 3 more torpedoes. How many of those am I going to wear? I think probably 2. Only 1 remained on the heads up afterwards. And unfortunately for me, that means that I have a problem, because this Issei is about to health up, and I do not have a lot of health left. So we can really certainly make his life painful. That's it. You see, the problem is the Issei doesn't really scare the destroyer, because the Issei has no secondaries. And it would be nice if the Issei got auto secondaries. I should probably nail that destroyer, but unfortunately he's taken the health kit from the Issei. He's got 1 load of torpedoes left, and that's far more than I can handle, meaning that I come in 3rd. Now, the great thing about this particular mode of battle is that even after coming in 3rd, we get the fun of watching the other players as they go about their business. So here's a Miyoko. He is around the... well, he's a fair way... he's a fair way out. So there's still... I can see the time. There's still 3.5 minutes left in this game, or 3 minutes left in this game, including the scores at the end. So these guys have quite a duel. So if you're a Miyoko and there is a destroyer out there, if you can get that your guns trained on the destroyer at a reasonable range, the game is yours. If they surprise you, the game is theirs. So it is very much sudden death. Now he heads towards this repair kit up front. My take is that I would definitely take that off the table. I wouldn't sail past it, particularly not in something like the Miyoko. The Miyoko is not agile. And the reason that I'd take it is that if I leave it there, I give the opportunity for the last ship, which I know is a destroyer, to be able to nip in and take it. So anyway, he's heading across a much reduced area. These maps are huge, by the way. So the initial maps are just massive. So you can lose battleships, large ships in them. But still, this is still a reasonable sized map. It's probably a bit smaller than Sand and Sea now, which is the smallest of the maps. But still, it's it's not getting any bigger. And what it means is it's going to drive these into tighter and tighter confinement. There's the destroyer. We'll follow him. So the Miyoko is just waiting for the detected signal, and that'll tell him when he is when he's been spotted. So that'll tell him when he needs to essentially start evasive maneuvers, which is now. Now, fortunately for the Miyoko, oh yes, so as soon as he's detected, the Miyoko starts to speed up. I think the Miyoko may have been travelling at half speed, because looking at it, he is absolutely outrunning all of those torpedoes. So this Akatsuki has fired his full load of torpedoes, and now he has to wait. Essentially, and he's not got many places to wait, by the way. The Miyoko turns in to try and box him in. So all the Miyoko wants to do is force that Akatsuki into revealing himself and prevent him from making any sort of escape. As it turns out, the Akatsuki has already struggled with trying to find a place to escape to. Here he comes. He's coming back out of the magnetic storm. Shots out, a massive amount of damage done, fire started. He's not putting that fire out, and that probably means that he's burned through all his repair kit. So now he is in a desperate YOLO run, trying to jinx the guns of the Miyoko, which he probably does, to be fair, because he gets those shots out. But unfortunately, he expired early. Now, had he not been on fire, he may have won that game. That was a pretty good last move. But the Miyoko played it better and came in on top of the match. So very exciting sort of finish. I was quite pleased to come third. 106,000 damage. Certainly went out and made my mark, although the I was beaten by the destroyer by the looks of it. So Battle Royale, definitely worth playing. It'll certainly test your ability with your ship. Hope you enjoyed watching that. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.